How did Manchester United lose 7-0 against Liverpool? I was gonna make this video immediately after the end of the game at 3 a.m. in the morning while everyone around me was sleeping. Me by myself, sitting there in the dark, fuming, livid. But I chose not to. And that was the right thing to do, because had I done that, this video would have been an F-bomb filled rant that would have gotten the Scarlet report suspended. I slept for 3 more hours, went to work, had to face some really lame banter from my colleagues, many of whom are Liverpool fans or Abus, anything but United supporters. Things like, hey, Mr. Scarlet report, how many days of the week are they? Dude, you're 38, act like one. Came back home, went for a long walk, listened to some music, a little bit of Smashing Pumpkins, a little bit of Radiohead, a little bit of Megadeth just to get that aggression out. Got my groove on, thought things through, composed myself, and got a little bit of perspective on this thing. And I remembered this saying from my home country, Morocco, that goes like this. For one to truly savor the sweetness of honey, one has also to bear the stinging of the bees. And I think that there is a lot of applicable wisdom in this saying for us Manchester United fans. Basically, for you to enjoy the highs, you also have to deal with the lows. For you to celebrate the wins and the trophies, you also have to accept and appreciate the pain that comes with the losses. For us Manchester United fans, we have to be stoic, in that we have to understand that we cannot control the results on the pitch. But what we can control is our drive and determination in supporting our team no matter what. So, what does this 7-0 loss truly mean? Well, we have to put things in perspective. The number 7, while it refers to the 7 goals conceded by Manchester United in this game, it could also refer to the 7 points separating Liverpool and Manchester United in the league table. While Manchester United fans, just a week ago, celebrated winning their first trophy of the season, the only thing that Liverpool fans are going to be celebrating this season is beating Manchester United 7-0. Now, these kind of freak scores happen all the time. Barcelona suffered the same fate against Bayern Munich. Liverpool themselves, didn't they lose 7-2 in the league against Aston Villa out of all teams? We beat Arsenal 8-2 when they were managed by Arsene Wenger. These things happen. But more importantly, and the reason why I'm not too worried about this, is that this season, this is not the first time that this happens. It happened against Brentford, it then happened against Manchester City, and then now against Liverpool. However, while this is a fact that 3 times this season, Manchester United got humbled, it is also a fact that Erik Ten Hag and his players have been able to recover and to respond effectively after each one of these drubbings. After Brentford, we responded, we won a few games, then we got humbled by Manchester City, but then starting from the next game, we started winning again. And then after the World Cup, this Manchester United team has been changed, unrecognizable, beautiful football, great results. Now we got humbled by Liverpool. This is a reality check. We can say that the reason for this drubbing at the hands of Liverpool could be fatigue. It could be tactics. It could be, team choices, player choices by Erik Ten Hag. But it doesn't change the fact that no matter what the reason is, while the fact is that we lost 7-0, the other fact that we have to keep in mind is that this is not the end of the world. There is gonna be a response by Manchester United, and this is not just me hoping for a better future, but it is based on past evidence. It's what happened after Brentford, and it's what happened after Manchester City. There is no reason that our run of games after this Liverpool game won't be a positive one. Now, back in August, right after our 2-1 defeat against Brighton at Old Trafford, I talked about regression, which is a term that psychologists use to refer to the phenomenon of when people, whenever faced with adversity, challenges, or trauma, they usually go back to old habits, because that's where human beings or the human brain feels safe. And I think that this applies to Manchester United perfectly. Let me use another sport to kind of portray how this works for you. Okay, let's take boxing, for example. Now, I've tried boxing, not as a professional boxer, but mainly because I respect the sport and I think it's a great fitness exercise. It's a great exercise in tenacity and endurance, right? So I wanted to try it, right? When you box, it doesn't matter how much you train. It doesn't matter what plan you have. When you get into the ring to spar with someone, all it takes sometimes is an unexpected jab into the nose for you to just drop your points. Drop your plan. Sorry. So the moment that happens, you just forget everything about what your coach has taught you. You forgot everything about head movement. You forget everything about breathing. You forget everything about footwork. Because your brain goes into survival mode, and what it starts doing automatically is just doing what is instinctive, and also what other habits that you've had prior to your training. And I think with Manchester United it's the same thing. A lot of these players have been through a lot of trauma in the past. And so every time we are in a situation where we are faced with a lot of challenges, with a team that is not afraid of us, a team that puts us under pressure, or things simply are not going our way, a lot of the players just start falling into that regression phenomenon and start going back to those old habits that, of course, did not make us successful in the past and are definitely not going to make us successful in the future. And I think that this needs time to change. This is a real issue that Manchester United players have, and it's going to take some time to change. I'm not worried about it. I believe in the process that John Murtho and Erik Ten Hag are undertaking at Manchester United. I also appreciate that it's going to take a lot of time to fix these issues, but this 7-0 defeat against Liverpool should not take away anything from the progress that we have made this season. We are on our way to qualify for the Champions League by finishing in the top 4. We already have a trophy in bag. We are still in the Europa League and in the FA Cup. In both competitions, we are in good positions, playing Betis and Fulham, 2 teams that I expect us to beat and go to the next round. This is our best season since Sir Alex Ferguson has retired, by all metrics. And this should not be taken away because we have lost 7-0 to Liverpool. It hurts. I hurt as well. It's painful. It's humiliating. That's fine. It shows that you are a heart. It shows that you have a heart, sorry. It shows that you care about your team. That's fine. But like I said, if you want to enjoy the honey, you got to bear the stinging of the bees. And so defeats like these against Liverpool, times when you get beat soundly like this, are essential for you to truly enjoy the glory days that are ahead, the glory days that are coming. Keep the faith, keep supporting your team. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up, and cheers.